There we go. Okay, welcome. So we're going to chat through the first few ranks in Plexus, how to get there, what it looks like, and what you need to know as you are starting out on your Plexus journey. Or maybe you've already hit these ranks, but now you're turning around and helping others hit these ranks. So I just want to welcome you. Feel free to turn your cameras on if you can. If not, it's totally fine. I have to be on Zooms a lot without my camera on because I'm nursing the baby or whatever. So I get it. But I love each of you. I'm so grateful you're on today. Okay, so here we go. First of all, I want to tell you what a gift Plexus is. They are so generous, so generous. And so as I go through these first three levels and ranks, I'm just going to talk about what it looks like, and hopefully you can just get a better grasp on how to get there or how to help your people get there. But first of all, I want to point out really quickly our team page. We have our VIP community page, and there's a lot of resources there. First of all, there's a search bar, so you can search any topic. If you want to know more about silver or gold, or you want to know about the comp plan, or some such topic, you can search in the search bar, and then any post that mentions those things will pop up. So there's that. There's also the photo album. So at the top of the screen, you can scroll to sideways, like horizontally, and there is photo album. So if you click that and scroll down, I've got quite a bit there. I have albums of just beautiful graphics of the products if you need that for an opportunity or product event you're doing. I have albums of diamonds to follow, different categories of diamonds that you may feel like, okay, I can relate to this person, so I'm going to follow them. I also have an album near the top. It's not at the very top, it's near the top of the albums page. And it's called Current Promo, like what is currently going on. And that is a really helpful album. So if there's like specials this month for like March is in there right now, you can always go to that album and kind of see, okay, what's going on, in this month. Um, let's see, there's an album about the ranks. There's just different albums. So be sure to check that out. Also, in that horizontal menu at the top is a files option. So if you click the files and scroll down, again, a lot of different things there. But one thing that I'll talk more about in a minute is we have templates for Facebook events. So sometimes we call them ladies' nights, sometimes we call them health classes, sometimes we call them like, Heather's gut health event. I have one of those going on tomorrow for a new VIP. But anyway, you can call them whatever you want. But those classes are really, really helpful for getting people to silver, senior silver, and gold. So I'll be talking more about that today. But in the files, you can click and then you can copy paste the text from those files to make your own event. And it really cuts down on the prep time. Basically, my goal in some of these photo albums and files and just different resources on the team page is to make your work time much easier and simpler. So if you want to have an event, you can take things that have already been written up and posted and you can use them on your event. Or if you're trying to answer somebody's question, you can go to the team page, search for the answer, and hopefully that really speeds up. So you're just not spending a lot of time, searching, trying to find things for yourself, right? So hopefully that is a blessing and a resource to you. But I want to just say two things to start out. If you're not already doing these things, or if you're doing them, but you're not turning around and helping your people do them, you're missing out and it's going to make your job a little harder. So here are two things that will help. One, follow other diamonds. Like I mentioned, I've got those photo albums of diamonds. You guys, you need to have, what is that scripture? Without a vision, the people perish. I love thinking about that scripture in light of this business because when I follow other diamonds that I can relate to, it's very, very helpful. Maybe they say things in a certain way and I'm like, oh, I like that wording. I'm going to keep that in mind. Or maybe they share, like maybe some diamonds in particular that you follow share a lot about migraines or share a lot about gut health and food allergies or share a lot about autoimmune issues. And maybe you have that or you know a lot of people who do. So you want to follow that diamond because you know she talks about that a lot. Maybe you just like the way she presents things, the way she presents herself or the opportunity or whatever. So you're going to follow for inspiration and you can always save people's posts and then go back later and look through your saved items on Facebook for fresh inspiration of what to post and ideas. So always be following some diamonds. That's just really going to help you with the vision. But secondly, is YouTube trainings. Do you know how many Plexus trainings are on YouTube for free? It blows my mind. I mean, you could go to Plexus University for a few years and just be happy as a lark, learning all kinds of different things. But there are so many videos from wonderful diamonds. And again, if you're not sure who to follow, who to listen to, just message me. I'll tell you my favorites. But also look in that photo album on our team page of diamonds to follow, and then take their names. Type always type in Plexus first. That's what I do on YouTube. Type in Plexus and then that person's name, or like Plexus going silver, something you want a video about, because it will just help eliminate things that are not Plexus related, obviously. So really, you guys pour into that. When I was first sharing, I was listening to so many trainings every day, and I would just pop it on while I was like washing dishes, folding clothes. It wasn't like I was like necessarily sitting and taking notes, but I just knew that if I was going to do this, I needed to be learning from the people at the top, and it was free. So I poured myself into that. And even still to this day, at least 3 to 4 minutes a day, I have some kind of training from a Plexus diamond in my ear. And that's not a lot of minutes, but it's enough to just get my brain going. Be like, oh yeah, great idea. Oh, I like that wording. Okay, I'm gonna go do that with such and such. Like a lot of times it just gets my wheels turning. And even if it's not related to maybe what business work I need to do that day. But those trainings are just invaluable. So those are two things that are really, really going to help you on your journey. And I think too that this business it's a little bit outside the box, right? We're not going and driving to a job and working there 9 to 5 and having our boss tell us what to do, and we just follow the checklist and then we're done. I mean, in some ways there's a checklist here, and we can follow that, but you guys have to, I guess we have to just think outside the box a little bit. We're the ones showing up. We're the ones deciding we want to work. We're the ones deciding we're going to do the things. And that's okay. That's fine. But I think that sometimes we have to realize that this isn't something where someone is just standing over us telling us what to do. We have to be self-motivated. We have to be willing to grow and learn. And all of you ladies I know are that way. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this Zoom. But we also have a lot of people that we're helping get started that are also that way, but they don't instinctively know what to do. And that's partly why I wanted to do this Zoom, because the first 3 ranks in Plexus are basically your first steps in getting started with this business. And some people will stop. They'll get to gold or senior gold or somewhere in there, and that they'll be happy with that. And that's totally okay. So if that's your goal too, I just want to commend that. Whatever your goal is, we're here to cheer you on. But I want to talk about these first 3 levels, because these are like the first steps in Plexus to getting you going. Whether you just want to stop there and have your products covered, or you want to keep going and grow a big income, either way, the first steps are the same. Okay. So the first step is silver. You guys, pop quiz. Don't worry, I'll tell you the answer. But what do you need every month in order to get paid? There's one thing that you have to have. Hopefully you all know what that is. 100 PV. You have to have your 100 PV order in yourself. That's the only requirement from Plexus. So that way you get paid. Yes, Mandy knows. Okay, so that could be your triplex combo. It could be pink, drink, and balance. It could be more, whatever. But basically, you just need to make sure you're on your own products, and then you'll get paid. I love how simple that is. Anyway, I could say a lot more about that, but make sure you have your 100 PV during the month, so that you don't miss out on your bonuses and getting paid on your people. And if you can have it early in the month, that is ideal, because then you just don't have to worry about it. You're ready for the month and you're ready to be paid. Right. And Mandy pointed out too, if you have retail customers, you can get PV from them. However, I will I will clarify, most people are not going to go retail. We'll have a retail customer every once in a while. But because that's full price, pretty much everybody goes the VIP route. It's just so much cheaper. Okay, well, let's jump into the ranks. So the first rank in Plexus is silver, and that means you have personally added 3 people. So you've added them yourself. They are level 1s to you. It's not like you added 1 and that person turned around and added 2. Hopefully everybody understands that. So if you're adding 3 level 1s yourself, so that equals 18 points. But once you're past 15 points, you're silver. But it has to be 3 of your personal level 1s yourself. What's lovely about that is Plexus gives a little bonus cash every time you hit a rank. So for silver, it's $100. But a lot of people are making more than that because they do it in their first 30 days. Okay. So if you don't do it in your first 30 days, you'll get a $100 bonus on top of what you're paid for points. And that's lovely. If you sign up a VIP today and sign up 2 more consecutively before your 30 days is up from the first day from today, I should just say from today, right? You sign your first person today. If you sign 2 more before 30 days has passed, from today's date, then you would be what's called Fast Start Silver. And that means you get double the bonus. So instead of 100, it's 200. So if you all see the graphic that we have going around for this month, like join Plexus, add 3 people, you'll make over $300. That is because you're getting that $200 Fast Start Silver bonus. And then you're getting paid on points above that and retention and, or not retention, I'm sorry, welcome pack bonuses. Okay, so anyway, that equals just over $300. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody, but that's your first step. So if somebody says to you, okay, I want to get my products covered. Anna, I need to cover the cost of my products. Amber, I want to make some income, whatever it is. You're in your mind, you're going to think to yourself, okay, we really want to get them 3 people to start with. That's like our first step. Okay. And I would recommend you not say, well, let's get you silver. Let's do this. Let's do that. Don't use the jargon. Just tell them, let's get you 3 friends. Okay. Let's get you 3 friends using your referral link. It's just non-confusing then for people. Okay, so that's their first step. Then beyond that is senior silver. So I'm just going to jump there for a minute, and then I want to backtrack a little bit and talk about the mindset here. Okay, so senior silver is 50 points. So you went from 15 points at silver, you added more people until you hit 50 points. Okay, that's senior silver. And that can be 9 level 1s. Or I just figured this out last night because I hadn't really done the math in a while, but I did it. Anna and I were chatting, so I thank you, Anna, for helping me. Or it can be 5 level 1s because they're 6 points each, and 4 level 2s because they're 5 points each. Does that make sense? That equals exactly 50 points. So you can go senior silver that way. But there is a requirement that kind of from here on out, from silver, in order to hit the next ranks, you always have to have, for these next few, you always have to have 3 personal level 1s that have 100 PV that month. Okay, so you have your 100 PV and you've got 3 personal level 1s that you've signed that have 100 PV that month. They don't have to be new, but they just have to have 100 PV. Does that make sense? Basically, the mindset here is Plexus doesn't want you to sign up one person and then that person goes and signs up 1 million people and you do nothing else. It's honestly not a big deal, though. 3 people obviously is not a lot of people, but regardless, they just want to say like, hey, we want to make sure you've added some people. And if some people under those 3 go gangbusters, awesome, you're good to go. But you have to at least have a few yourself. Does that hopefully that kind of makes sense. Okay, so senior silver's 50 points. That could be 9 level 1s, or it could be 5 level 1s and 4 level 2s, people under them. So you could hit that a variety of ways. You could sign 3 people and each of them could add 3 people, right? And that would actually put you a little beyond senior silver. So there's different ways you can get there, but 50 total points and at least 3 of those people, those orders have to be your level 1. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, it's a $150 bonus for going senior silver. If you do that within the fast start window, which I think they give you 60 days. Sorry, guys, I should have checked that before I hopped on here, but I know it's not just 30 days. You have a little bit longer. Then you make double that, so that would be $300 as a bonus. Does that make sense? So 150 doubled. So yay, Plexus is very generous. Again, the Fast Start bonus chart is on our VIP page. So you can check all the numbers I'm talking about. You can see the exact windows of time that you have for each Fast Start. It's all on the team page. But regardless, I want to backpedal now just for a second and talk about the mindset. Okay. So when you yourself are going silver and senior silver, usually people can do this just totally on their own, right? They have 9 friends they're going to get signed up, or they have 7 friends and 2 of those add 1 or something like that, right? It's usually we can get people there fairly quickly, and that's super fun. But what you want to do then, as you are signing these people up, you've gone silver and you're working on senior silver, you want to turn around and help these people that you're signing go silver as well. And it can be as simple as sending them that chart that shows this month you add 3 people, $300, and then just saying, Susie Q, I don't know if you have interest in covering the cost of your products, but if you have 3 friends, use your referral link like you just used mine. Now, if you turn around and 3 people use yours, you're going to make over $300. What are your thoughts about that? Okay, so it's as simple as that. I'm not necessarily going to my VIPs that are new and saying, hey, do you want to work a business and work 12 hours a week and go to Diamond with me? That might be a little overwhelming. And some people will want to do that, and that's great, but you'll figure that out pretty fast if they're one of those. Okay, so for most people, we're not going to overwhelm them necessarily. we're going to keep it simple. We're just going to start with the first step. Do you have three friends? Sometimes people will come back and be like, I don't know, but I do have my mom that wants to try this with me. Awesome. Go with that. Help them get their mama signed up. They'll see that little kickback bonus, which is great. And they may think of two more people, and you can definitely encourage them to do that. I'm going to talk more about how to duplicate and what I would do next in a minute, but I want to finish the ranks first. But I just want to kind of be planting that seed in your mind. That's the mindset as your silver and senior silver. You want to be telling each person that you're signing up what I just said, and then letting them know that if they sign three people, they can make the $300. Hopefully that's clear. But you're not in it alone. And this is where it gets really fun. Sometimes you'll find people right away that are like, yeah, absolutely. And they go silver right with you. That's like the best. Sometimes it takes a little bit and you don't have those people, but regardless, either way is normal. But keep letting people know that is your job. I like to remind myself, this is my job, Melody, as a Plexus ambassador, is to let people know it's available. You're like the waitress at the restaurant. The waitress goes around to every table and offers the coffee. She's not personally offended if the person at the table doesn't want coffee. She's like, no problem. Does she check back in 20 minutes? Yeah, she might check back and see if you want a refill because she's not personally offended, but she's going to keep letting every table know that she has coffee available if they want it, right? And that's a beautiful picture of just what we're doing. We are offering, we're letting people know what's there, what's available. They may or may not take us up on it, but no worries. We're just moving on to the next person because we've done our job, right? We've done our part. Okay, so the next rank after senior silver is gold, and that is 100 points or roughly 17 to 20 people. Now, if you're signing all the people yourself, it's only 17, so that's fun. But typically at that point, you have some people that at least have added one, or maybe you have some people that have gone silver. But regardless, you want to have 100 points, and then that makes you a gold ambassador. Make sure 3 of those at least are your personal level ones. The bonus for going gold is $250, but again, if you do it in a faster window, it's 500. It's doubled. So you can see as you work through these first few levels, Plexus is very generous, and I'm a testament of that. I've been doing this for 7.5. We're actually coming up on, it'll be 8 years the end of May. And I can tell you they're very, very generous. Such a blessing. Okay, so let's backtrack now. We've kind of talked about the first 3 ranks. Let's talk about the mindset just for a little bit here. I've kind of touched on that. As you're adding people, you want to be letting them know what's available. Of course, we want to be doing that. Letting them know, hey, let's get you 3 friends. Well, what happens? Let's say, I'm just going to cast a big vision here. Let's say you've got Susie Q signed up and she's ready to go. So Susie Q signs up 3 people and she's silver, and she does it in an hour. I've had people do that, which is super fun. Just a vision cast for you a little bit. Okay, so Susie Q signs up under you and she goes silver in an hour. She's got 3 people. Okay, what do you do next? Okay, well, first of all, I want to just paint this picture for you. As a Plexus ambassador, you are running 2 businesses. What do I mean by that? You're running the current business that you have. You're taking care of the current people that you have, and you're building a new business, meaning the new people that are going to be coming in. Does that make sense? So you're helping Susie Q. She just went silver. So part of what you need to do is help her care for those people. So what do I mean by that? Well, make sure she adds them to the testimony page. Hopefully they're already on there. Usually that's part of our onboarding process when we're even just talking to people before they sign up. But anyway, make sure she has her people on the testimony page. Make sure she also adds them to the VIP page. Now that they're a Plexus ambassador, we want to let them know, hey, we have a VIP community page here on Facebook. I'm going to invite you to that. It's got more information about the products. If there's sales, things like that, we want to get you in our community. Is that okay if I send an invite? And then people usually say yes, and you get them on the VIP page. So make sure your Susie Q is doing that with her people. Okay. And we have checklists like this on our team page too. So if you're like trying to take notes or whatever, it's okay. We have it all written out. But another thing that you want to be doing with Susie Q's people is making sure they have a really good product experience. So when somebody is a happy customer, they're going to be a loyal customer. They're going to stick around. I know your heart, everyone on the Zoom, your heart is to help people feel better. So when we give good customer care and help people have a good experience, they're going to want to stick around, and we can feel happy because they've gotten the results they were hoping for, right? So make sure you're sending And again, we have lists of this on our team page, and make sure you're sending them a video of how to start their Plexus products. So maybe as the leader, what you do is grab like Brooke Hemingway's Getting Started on Plexus, and you send it to Susie Q and you say, Susie, please send this video out to each of your new people. This will help them know what to do. This is a nurse. She gives great tips on how to get started. You just want to make sure you listen to this and your new people do too. So Susie Q sends that video out, right? And then you're going to help dialogue with Susie Q. Well, tell me how Mary Jane's doing. Tell me how, you're going to check on each of her three people. You guys don't have to be experts. You can loop me in if you want, if you have questions about symptoms or products or whatever. But basically, you're helping Susie Q just go into each of her people and check in. She wants to know when their products come. She wants to know, what are your main health goals? What am I helping you with? She wants to know, are you drinking enough water? Right? Just think about just some basic things you can have Susie Q check in with her people about. Okay. So hopefully that is making sense. But we're going to care for those customers that Susie Q has. But we're also going to help Susie Q keep growing, right? She went silver in an hour. So you need to say to Susie Q, okay, well, you already accomplished step one in Plexus. Are you ready for step two? And Susie Q is going to say, yes, I am. Let's do it. So you're going to tell her, okay, Susie Q, you've got 3 people signed up. We want to get you 9 people. That's kind of the next step. So let's work on 6 more. Of the 3 people you've already signed up, here's what we need to send them. Now we're checking into, so we're not going to do it all at once. We're not going to send them the customer care video and ask all the questions and now send them, if you had 3 people graphic, right? We're not going to do it all at once. So use your discernment, use your intuition, take a couple days, take a week to kind of go through each of these steps. But I'm just condensing this down for the sake of the Zoom. So anyway, you're going to help Susie Q send that message that we talked about, right? Send the graphic that says if you add 3 people, you make $300. Susie Q, send this to each of your people. Here's what to say. Give her exactly what to say. Okay. Then she sends it to her people, and some of them may want to go silver and do that too. And so you can help her as she talks with each of them. Does that make sense? So you're casting a vision. But regardless, then Susie Q goes senior silver. She either gets 9 people herself or she gets a mixture of level 1s and 2s, and she hits 50 points. Okay. So at this point, I would just encourage you, or even before she hits senior silver, here's a couple of things that you want to do to help a new person get started in really sharing well. I have a little checklist. Okay. First of all, I would encourage you figure out Susie Q's. I'm just using that name, but that's your new VIP that's running, right? You guys understand that? Okay. Susie Q's joined. She's running. Okay. You want to know, what is Susie Q's color personality? If you're not familiar with that, just search color personality on our team page. We have a little, it's very overly simplistic, but I am telling you, it is the most helpful tool. If you don't know someone real well personally, and sometimes even if you do, it's good to just ask them like, hey, what do you think you are? Which of the 4 colors are you most dominant in? Because it just helps you have a little bit of insight into them and what speaks to them. Okay, let me just clarify for a minute. If you have somebody that is very yellow driven, so that's a lot of us. Okay, we all want to help people. That's Carissa. Okay, a lot of us are very yellow. We want to help people. That's our main motivation. And if we start talking, let's say Susie Q is really yellow like us. If we start talking to Susie Q all about maybe the comp plan and the free Lexus she's going to get as an emerald, and just, you know what I mean? We're going to overwhelm her with numbers, and we're not going to help her caring for people. We're just going to talk right past her, right? I think you guys all get what I'm saying. Like, that's just not going to work very well. And she may be very interested in the numbers and in the Lexus program and all the things, but we want to make sure we're talking to her color personality first. If you have somebody that's very blue, that just means their most dominant trait is that they want to have fun. This has to be fun. So when you message them, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna joke back and forth. We're gonna have gifs. We're gonna have, I don't know. That's what I do with people. We're gonna be like, okay, this is kind of like a game. How fast can you get to 9 people? How fast can you get to gold? Like, make it fun. Do you see what I'm saying? So I just feel like one of the first steps is knowing your new runner's color personality. What are they most dominant in? Because it will really help you bless them as you speak to them and, quote unquote, speak their language. Okay, the next thing is, so Susie Q, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Let's say Susie Q is either going silver or she just went silver, whatever. One of the first steps you want to have her do is make her list of 5 to 10 people as a minimum. People that she knows well, her cousin, her sister, her best friend, her mama, a couple coworkers, or whatever, that she could say to them. Maybe she knows they have health issues, maybe she doesn't, regardless, but she could say to them, hey, I'm trying something new. I'm hoping it's going to help me with this and this. It's helped my friend with this and this. Would you consider trying it with me? Okay. And you're going to write that message out and give it to Susie Q and say, Susie Q, who are 5 to 10 people that you could send this message to today? Because people can go silver like that with their close circle of friends, oftentimes, or with a few coworkers, or with their mom and their cousins, whatever. Okay, a lot of times people will do that. So make sure you have them make that list of people and then just encourage them to keep adding names as the Lord brings people to mind. Okay, the next thing that you could do with Susie Q that would help get her started well is help her put up a first post. So maybe she's even already gone silver. Maybe she's already added, 5 people or whatever. Help her put up a post. And again, I would make it very similar to the message she just sent to her close circle of friends. She could do something different if she wants, but this is just what I always recommend to people is hopping on and saying something along the lines of, I'm super excited about these gut health supplements or these new supplements I'm trying, or however you want to phrase it. It's helped my friend with this and this, and I'm hoping it's going to help me with this. Or um, also, if like she's already been on the products a week, maybe she's already seeing like one thing, she could say that, I've been on the products a week, I'm already noticing this. Who wants to try this with me? I'm looking for a friend to do this with me. Something along those lines as a post. And always, always, always use a picture, really encourage them to use a picture of themselves. And that's a whole nother topic, but people will track with them. Their friends will see their face and they will stop to read because they track with their face. We're just drawn to faces, you know what I mean? As opposed to just like a random picture of a pink drink. Those can be fine here and there, but just really encourage your new people, post your face. Okay. Your friends want to see your face. Okay. The next thing and this is, I feel like this is a huge piece of the puzzle and sometimes it gets missed. But if you have somebody that's either interested in the business or is already wanting, like starting to share or going silver, put her in a 3-way with your sponsor. If it's me, put them in a 3-way with me, introduce them, or whoever's your sponsor. I know a lot of people are under Becky too. So you could put them in a 3-way and be like, Becky, this is my new friend Megan. She just got signed up and wants to share. I just wanted to shout her out to you. I'm super excited and wanted you two to meet. Okay. It can just be something as simple as that. If you want to say more, you can say more, but it really helps to have another person encouraging your new people. And what's funny is, Megan and I have done a lot of 3-ways where I've brought new people in and introduced them to Megan. And Megan is, well, first of all, she is just amazing. She is so amazing and motivating. I love her to death. But what's funny about it is a lot of times Megan will pop in the 3-way and she'll say something that I've already said to that person, right? But when that person hears it from another person, it's like it validates what I said. Okay. And so that is the power of these 3-way messages. It just validates what you're saying. And it also gives more of a sense of community. People are not just talking with this one like isolated person in Plexus, but now they have somebody else on the team that's cheering them on, that's there for them, helping answer questions, right? Okay, another thing is you want to cast vision. We've kind of talked about this a lot, but this is something I'm just really passionate about. If you've got somebody that is sharing, maybe they've gone silver, maybe they're working on senior silver. Like I said before, we don't want to overwhelm them and say, hey, let's work 12 hours a week together and go diamond. Okay. However, there are going to be people that are interested in that. So one thing you can do is let's say they've gone silver. Susie Q's working towards senior silver. She's really interested. She's liking the post on the team page. She's following along. When you post about the opportunity, she's liking that post. She's commenting or messaging you like, oh, you guys can get a free Lexus, or oh, this, oh, that. That would be a point where you're like, okay, I can cast a bigger vision here, or maybe ask her of her interest. And this is the perfect time to say, if you haven't already, to say to her, hey, how much money would you like to make with Plexus? Like what, just throw a number out there. What would be helpful to your family right now? If you can make that with Plexus, what would be a blessing to you? And then follow it up with a video, an opportunity video. I can send you good ones if you need it. There's some on the team page as well. And also send the income chart for each rank, like the average income chart. Just let her know. Start casting that vision. That's what you're doing there. Give her some diamonds to follow. So go to Facebook. If you know she's a red personality, go screenshot like Jessica Heffley, Megan, some other red personalities. Screenshot their profiles and then just send her a couple and be like, hey, I think these are some people you would really relate to in Plexus. I think you should follow them and I think you'll love what they're posting. Okay. So, again, this is just another layer of building her belief in casting vision. Next thing, and I can help you with this, and we have templates for this, but host a ladies' night, like I've already talked about, or a wellness event, whatever you want to call it, on Facebook or in person. If she's, for me, I honestly, okay, this is hilarious. One, two, three of you are local to me on this call. So that's half of who is on here. 50% of you are local to me. And that is a direct answer to prayer because I built this for years and didn't have anyone local. And so I did everything on Facebook. Okay. So when I say Facebook event, like that was how I built to Emerald. It really was, or at least the senior Ruby. And then, yeah, I would really say to Emerald. Anyway, was doing Facebook events because I really didn't have anyone local. I had a lot of happy customers local, but I didn't have anyone building with me local. Okay. Now I do, and it's like the best ever. Natasha is smiling. They're so much fun. Anyway, so I just want to encourage you if they're not local, and if they are local, do a sip and see. Yay. But if they're not, do a Facebook event. They're very effective. They work great. I can give you the tips, whatever. Okay. Two more things. Get on the phone with them. If you have somebody and you haven't been on the phone yet, or maybe you were on the phone to sign them up, not really knowing of their interest, but then they're really interested, just get on the phone. Just tell them, like, hey, can we hop on the phone for 10 minutes? Or maybe 20, or, I just want to get to know you a little bit and hear what your goals are, your questions, like, and then be ready with questions. Get on the phone with them and be like, okay, Anna, tell me about yourself. What does your husband do? Tell me about your kids. Like, just spend a few minutes getting to know them. Take some notes if you're like me. I have to take notes or I won't remember. Anyway, take some notes. Get to know their family a little bit because, again, this will give you some insight and some just building a friendship, honestly, which you want anyway, but also just give you some insights. You can understand that person, what makes them tick a little bit better. And honestly, I love that part of the business. I think that that's just one of my favorite parts is we get to be a blessing to people by being a listening ear and getting to know them a little bit. Okay. But if you can get on the phone with them, it does really help. They can hear your voice, they can hear your emotions, and you can just really relate together that way. So obviously, I'm saying that's not like your mom or your cousin. You don't really need to do that. Okay. But I'm saying if it's someone you don't know as well. And then the last thing is publicly praise them. So you've got Susie Q. Maybe she signed up her first ambassador. Hop over on our VIP page because you've got her on there. Shout her out. Susie Q signed her first person. Or Susie Q put up her first post. Oh my goodness. Just really praise what you want to see more of. Praise what they're doing, not just the big things, but the little things. Really shout people out. And you guys, if I could just harp on this for just a second, sometimes, okay, this just can make me cry. There have been times when I've messaged people on the team and said, like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited, or, something like that. Like, you just started posting, or I know you're reaching out to a few friends. I just want to say I'm so excited for you. And maybe I say something like, I see a strength in you, or whatever. Sorry. And I've had people message me back and be like, you are the first person to say something kind to me in like a week. Or I've never heard somebody call out that strength in me before. Um, yeah. What a beautiful thing to get to be in that position to do that for that person. Like that meant so much to them. Sorry. Anyway. Okay. Try to collect myself here. But I just love that part of the business. I love that we get to speak life into people and encourage them. Maybe in a gifting, maybe in a character quality, maybe in a strength, just something we see in them. We get to call it out. We get to tell them. And gosh, that can be a huge gift to give them, right? Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up, but hopefully this helps you kind of get some of those first steps, kind of get a vision for how to either yourself go through these first ranks or turn around and help your friends get through these ranks. And I think if I could leave you with one thing is to always be asking good questions. So instead of just jumping right in, like you see potential in Susie Q, right? You see she could go to Diamond. She's a hard worker. She loves people. She connects with people well. Maybe her Facebook posts get a lot of likes and comments. I don't know, whatever. You see cool things in her that are going to take her to the top. But I would encourage you, ask her questions. Make sure you tell her that, but also ask questions. Don't assume because you see she has all these giftings that she wants to be Diamond, at least right now. She may want to be, or she may soon, but ask her questions. What does she want? What would be a good amount of money that she could work towards as a first step? Do they just need, $200 to cover their products, or maybe they need 500 to help cover the groceries or whatever? Ask them the questions. Be curious about them. Make it about them, so that way they can feel not only like what's that saying? People don't care how much you know unless they know how much you care. Something like that. I hope I didn't mess that up. But when you're asking questions, people feel seen, they feel valued and understood. And that's what we want too, is we want the clarity of knowing, okay, I'm your cheerleader, I'm your friend. Where do you want to go with this? And remember, their vision can grow pretty quickly. So even if they just tell you, I want to be silver, it could end up being a lot more than that. But today, where do they want to go? Okay, you're going to coach and encourage and cheerlead them on to that goal. And then you can reset the goal if they want. But you see what I'm saying? Take it step by step, but also cast a big vision. Let them know what's available. Remember that some people just don't think network marketing is a viable income option. They just don't. Okay. I didn't. I had no clue what network marketing really was before Plexus. I sold hair clips for a company for a short time. And that was not a very good business model for me, because people buy a hair clip and it lasts them years, right? So they never buy again. Okay. That to me was my little introduction to network marketing. So I didn't get it. I thought if I made $50 or $100 a month, I was doing amazing. Okay. And I worked a lot of hours for that. But the reality is that is not, yes, I sure can. That is not what we have in Plexus. We have a consumable product that people use every month, and we get paid really, really well. We're not just making 50 bucks a month. Okay. So I just want to encourage you guys that there you go, that you do want to cast that big vision and let people know. If I could just say one more thing before I wrap it up too. For me, before I started Plexus, I knew of other ladies in my area that were with other companies. Maybe they did oils or whatever. They did something else, and that was great. I was happy for them. But they were definitely hobbyists. Like I was following what they were posting and what they shared and things, and they were very clear they were just making a little bit, and it was like a fun side hobby. So what I'm trying to say is I didn't know anyone local that was successful with network marketing. So when I started talking to Megan, who signed me up with Plexus, and she was an emerald at the time, and I was learning from her, it really blew my mind. Like her post really caught my attention because I had no idea you could be this successful with network marketing. And just keep that in mind when you're talking to people. They may not even intend to come across in a skeptical way, but they just truly don't know what's here and what's available for them. So when you're casting that vision, then people a lot of times are really surprised, like, really? Is that real? So you get to say, yes, it is. And you can show them actual people, that have gone diamond or whatever it is. But okay, all right, I'm going to wrap it up. Is there any questions? Thank you guys so much for being on. I went over. I'm so sorry. Did not mean to go over.